Today we are going to gain knowledge about national income, one of the chapter in class 12 CBSE. Now, what is national income? National income accounting is a method of preparing and presenting national income account based on the principle of double entry system. Now, national income is the money value of all the goods and services produced by a country during a period of 1 year. National income, in short, is the sum or the value of all the goods and services which are produced by normal resident of a country within or outside a country, and it is the sum of all the sectors of income, that is primary, secondary, and tertiary. Why is national income important? Measuring the level and the rate growth of national income is important to economists when they are considering economic growth when a country is in a business cycle. What kind of economic growth is the country facing, and what kind of business cycle the country is enjoying or performing, that also can be derived from national income. As you know that business cycle has 4 phases such as boom, recovery, recession, expansion, etc. Changes to average living standard of population, even the living standard of population can be known with the help of national income. Looking at the distribution of national income, that is measuring income and wealth inequalities. So whatever the wealth inequalities is there in an economy, that can be abolished by considering national income. National income also indicates contribution of individual sectors. It also reflects how income is shared among various factors of production. It enables the comparison of national income and per capita income among nations. The comparison also becomes very easier. Now, why there is a need to study national income? National income measure serves various purposes regarding an economy, that is production, trade, phases, policy formation, etc. What kind of a trade, consumption or policies as to be framed, that can be known only with the help of national income. To measure the size of the economy and level of country's economic performance, how well the country is performing in terms of economic growth, can be measured with the help of national income. To trace the trend and the speed of economic growth in reflection to the previous year as well as to other countries. Now, what kind of a growth we are enjoying and what kind of a growth other countries are enjoying, that can be compared with the help of national income. To know the structure and the composition of national income in terms of various sector and the periodical variation in them. Now, structural changes, is it their income is from primary sector, secondary sector, or tertiary sector? Which sector is contributing more in an economy, that can be known with the help of national income. To make projection about the future development trend of an economy. So whatever the policies government is framing, that can be done only with the help of national income. Now, there are certain limitations of GDP or GNP. GDP is gross domestic product, GNP is gross national product, as economic growth. As you know that with the rise in the GDP, we can know that the national income is increased, or one of the factor through which the income can be measured. But it cannot be done with only and only GDP. There are certain limitations of GDP as well. Now, number first one is distribution of GDP. If there is inequality in the distribution of the income, such that concentration of income in few hands only, resulting in making rich more rich and poor will make more poor. So the distribution is not being specified by GDP, it only tells what is the contribution of each sector. How well it is distributed, that cannot be known with the help of GDP. Second is non-monetary transaction. These transactions are included in the estimation of GDP on account of practical estimation difficulties. That is, example, service of housewife, kitchen garden. There are certain non-monetary transactions which cannot be recorded in an economy. So again, we cannot consider GDP as an proper or better indicator. Then externality, this refer to the benefit or the harms which are caused by one unit to another with no payment received for the benefit, no payment made for them. The benefit increase is economic welfare. What are the external things? How far we are by the excess use of fertilizer we are polluting the nature, that can be ignored over here, so it cannot be ignored. Then population growth. Population is called as a nightmare by government of India. If the rate of population is higher than the growth rate of GDP, it will cause fall in per capita income. That is, if the growth is also higher and per capita is then get lower, because how you calculate per capita income? That is national income divided by total population. Then negative contribution, that is, some goods included in GDP measurement may reduce economic welfare, such as examples are liquor, cigarettes. They are contributing some negative things in an environment, so that also GDP is not considering. So these are the limitations. We cannot tell that GDP is the better and good indicator. If GDP is increases, the standard of living is also increased. We cannot tell like that. Now, what is real GNP and nominal GNP? Real GNP measures the changes in the output of an economy according to the prices of the base year. GNP at constant rate. When the goods and services produced are valued by the current prices, we call it as nominal GNP, whereas in case when we consider the base year price, it is real GNP. Now, Central Statistical Organization calculates the GNP at constant and current prices. Then CSO uses both the things. Now, nominal does not indicate real growth of national income. They will only reflect that what are the changes in the prices in an economy and how far the inflation has been raised in an economy, but they will never tell what actually the growth has occurred in an economy. Actual growth rate of national income due to increase in the output is indicated. If the output is really increased, suppose last year we are making 100 apples, this year it is 110, then we can tell that it is real GNP. Whereas if I raise the price, the value will also increase. In that case, it is not real GNP, it is nominal GNP. Changes in nominal income may be because of two reasons. First is increase in output and other one is increase in prices. Both these things will reflect to GDP deflator. Now, what is GDP deflator? GDP deflator is a measure of overall changes in the prices of an economy. How far the prices have been varied or what kind of a variation you can see in the prices, that can be known with the help of GDP deflator. Deflator is also used to measure the changes in the overall level of prices in the goods and services that make up GDP. Now, GDP is the changes, how far the from the original the price is varying, that you can be calculating with the help of GDP deflator. GDP inflator is the price index that measures an average level of prices for a specified set of goods and services in the relation to the prices in the specified year. For GDP inflator, the formula to calculate is, that is, national income at the rate of nominal or current prices divided by national income or output at constant or real income multiplied by 100. That is, this shows that what kind of percentage change has occurred in the prices, that can be known with the help of GDP deflator. Thank you.